everybody, welcome back to Rain Knight Gaming. I'm Rain Knight, and it's tournament time, baby. That's right. Over the last couple of months, I've been taking part in a really awesome YugiTuber tournament. It was 11 weeks of a regular season and then a 16-man tournament bracket final. And we held it down, getting second place. And we were super close to getting first. But Ditrons are Ditrons. As you can see, it was called the Sparkman YGO tournament. Link down in the description below for Sparkman's content. He's a really cool dude for putting this on. And what deck did we hold it down with? Well, we held it down with the strongest of the strong, the spiciest of the spicy Gren Maju. And here you can see my deck. We'll go through it really quick, then we'll get into our combos. First up, 3 Gren Maju, then 3 Alpha. Alpha's awesome for bouncing back those kaijus so you can really destroy boards. And then, of course, our 3 kaijus. We got 2, 2, and 2. We want to do all the level 8s because this is Gren Maju and the Crazy 8s. So you're really trying to either get your Crazy 8s out there or your Gren Maju. Speaking of crazy, you live by the dangers, you die by the dangers. You got Bigfoot and Thunderbird. Big things to remember, yes, if they're a free summoned out, you get a draw, but also if they go to the graveyard, Bigfoot gets rid of a face up, and Big Bird gets rid of a face down. So remember that. Then we've got Hexatrunade. She combos off with the Golden Castle. That's really cool because Golden Castle will let you summon her out for free, and if a Golden Castle's on the field, she gets to pop a card and send it to the graveyard. And it doesn't matter if it's face up, face down, or yours. Doesn't matter. She's awesome. Then we've got Glyph. Glyph lets you search Golden Castle. He's probably one of the weaker summons we have because all he is a couple attack points. He does get rid of a back row if you do summon him out, but you're usually not trying to summon him out. The best card in here, we've got our Orochi. Orochi he's just sick. You banish 8, you summon him from the hand or the graveyard. Just tons of recursion. Really lets you get into your rank 8 plays and is super good. We've got our tuner. We run 2 of the Deep Sea Diva. Deep Sea Diva, if you summon that out, you get to summon out the other one from the deck. Lets you go into our 2 synchro rank 10s. So really nice. Our hand traps, we've got Shifter. Shifter, it's just a turn ender. If you hit them right at the beginning, usually with this deck, you want to wait until after their first summon if you've got kaijus, so you can go into that. But it just makes everything go to the graveyard, go banished instead. Then, of course, Droll and Lockboard. Play that at 2. You could drop something like a Gren Maju and put it in another hand trap if you wanted to. This is just, once they draw, you make it so they can't draw the rest of that turn. Hit turn ender. Lightning Storm, gets rid of back row, gets rid of the front row. It just cleans up a lot of boards and lets you go for OTKs. Very powerful card. Yeah, you could play 2 if you wanted to, if you find you're going against a lot of back row. Then we've got the Golden Castle. Golden Castle has a whole bunch of text and no one ever reads it. So pretty much you summon it out as your field spell and you can get Hexatrunade out for free. Then she can do her popping effects. In the standby phase going into your turn, you do have to banish 10 face down from your main deck as cost, but that's not too bad with this deck because it just makes Gren Maju stronger and one of our synchros stronger, so not too bad. And then the stuff people never read. If your opponent attacks into you, their monster is destroyed and they take half the damage that their monster has an attack. Not once per turn. People always think it's once per turn and they get rid of their whole board by accident. Then, something to get rid of more back row. Harpy's Feather Duster, gotta have it. Pot of Desires at 2. And you know what? I actually like it at 2 over 3. So it just helps for your searching, boost up your Gren Maju, very good. One of the freest cards, Trade In. We play a ton of 8s. And especially if you do Trade In with the, your dangers, you get their effects. If you do Trade In with Orochi, it's a free, there's no cost. So pretty awesome. It's a 1 for 2. So it's just one of the best searcher cards. Then we've got our 4th Gren Maju, Foolish Burial. You send one from the grave into the graveyard, get some right out. Monster Reborn obviously just brings back a level 8. And we've got our Kaiju Slumber. Crush the board, summon out your Kaijus, works great with Alpha. Give them the more attack powerful monster, summon out the Alpha, go into your Dingirsu, you win, pretty much. Then, thank you Susu from Head-to-Head Battles. I love Concentrated Currents. Basically what it does is whatever the defense of your monster is, makes it add on to his offense, so Gren Maju can get super big real fast. And also, not once per turn. So if you have both in your hand, you can hit for who knows how much damage. Getting in our extra deck, of course you gotta have the 97-100 combo. Lets you hit for 9,000 or more, depending if you've got even more XZs on the field. If they play an XZs deck, you just tear them up even harder. So really great combo, win a lot of games that way. Third, Hope Harbinger. Hope Harbinger, you don't really go into him at all. It's just part of your dragon combo. Dingirsu, I probably win on most of my game. I win a lot of games with this. The more I play it, the more I do this. Go into it, you get to pop a card out there or attach something from the banish zone. Usually you're gonna pop something. So if you go Hexatrunade, pop something. Dingirsu, pop something. Then you go into Pain Gainer, just lays right on top. He has 22 defense usually, 22,000 defense, 2,200 defense, math. And he can destroy any monster on the field that has less defense than him. So you can clear off pretty much the whole board and then go straight into number 77, and that's 7 Deadly Sins. And he has some other nice protections for himself, but really he's just about here. He's just there to hit for 4K. And if you look at it, you've got a whole bunch of material on the back end of that dude. You go straight into a 5 material Zeus, possibly 6 material. So that's almost always going to be a 2 activation Zeus that will just destroy your opponent's turn unless they can kaiju him or something. And then if it comes back to your turn, he'll usually have 1 material left. So you can just attack in if they're not dead yet. And then you can go back in your main phase 2, slap on your second Zeus. You can go into their turn with whatever life points they have left, and you have 1 more activation of Zeus that, I mean, a lot of times people cannot play through 3 activations of Zeus. It's just not fair. And then with our tuners, we play 2 level 10 synchros. Of course, we play the Soul Soar one. He gets huge real fast, especially with Concentrated Curtains, because he'll get up to 5K really easy. And so he can just blow people up. Plus he has protection, super powerful. And you want to finish it up with your Baron. He's a pop, he's protection. You can usually get into both of these on the same turn. It's one of your better going first plays. So, super spicy. Now let's jump right into our games here. These are just going to be quick games showing you a couple of the combos that we go through. So as you can see, my hand here is from one of my really early versions of this deck. I played Dinosaurs 2 weeks, and then the Cyber Dragon 1 week, and then the rest of the weeks I played all Gren Maju. And through that, I was learning the deck and enhancing the deck. So this was my first go with it. And as you can see, the hand's pretty solid. And we try to, pull out some little things. So, either we're going to be able to clear the back row here, or he'd negate it. We got to clear it. We got to send out our Eater, which really doesn't matter. We do the Glyph, get out the Golden Castle. Golden Castle lets us summon out our Hexatrunade, and Hexatronade's then going to pop one of the monsters. We're going to then do Bigfoot. Bigfoot's going to, gets into the graveyard, but we get to pop one of his monsters, and we get lucky with the Big Bird. We can go straight into a rank 8, hit for 9,000 damage, and it's a quick game. A lot of these games are pretty quick, done either the first or second of our turns. So this next one, the deck's evolved a little bit, but really, you see the same cards over and over. This was actually one of my last games in the finals versus Dytron. And you can see you could change your deck as you went through the tournament, and he was targeting me. Granted, I was doing the same. And so we're able to go right into Golden Castle, pop one of his cylinders, And, without all these pops, I would have killed myself, pretty much. So we're able to go right on, do it in Girsu. Girsu is going to get another pop and go straight into our spider combo. And we're going to hit for just a lot of damage here. Not quite lethal. Usually when you do the spider combo, it's not quite lethal. But you are able to go into the Zeus. And I mean, Zeus is a hell of a thing to get through unless you hard draw counters to it. So as soon as he starts putting monsters out there, I'm going to head and hit Zeus. He surrenders. He knows he can't play through it. Next game, this was against a water deck earlier in the 16-man tournament, actually against the first seed, Creed. The water deck was nasty, and I didn't really know what a lot of it did. So I was like, you know what I do with cards? I don't know what they are? I kaiju them. And then I went on kaiju, then I interrupted kaiju slumber, so I go give myself one, pull out the Hexatrunade with the golden castle, go ahead and gives me 2. I get to pop his back row because you don't want those back rows going off on you. He uses it, but it doesn't matter. Same effect for us. Go ahead and go into Girsu, pop that kaiju that we gave him, and then we'll do the spider combo again, and that's going to let us get right into another 5 material Zeus. And you can see, again, Zeus is awesome, but if people are able to get those hard counters to it, well, that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Wow, that's a sign. So he's able to pull Regeki off of his searcher and get rid of my Zeus. He has no follow-up though, which is pretty good for me. But I do have follow-up because I can do trade-in. I got to pay the cost for my castle, which is, you have to do it. So I'm banishing just tons of cards, banishing more cards off desires. I'm going to go ahead and get my Bigfoot out, get a draw, and I draw a 9,000 beat stick because he just got huge real fast. And that's how those games can just end at the drop of a hat. So this is another one from that finals match against the Dytron guy, and this was YugiRookie, awesome dude. I'll put a link in his as well. He can't really play through the shifter too well, that's what shifter does. It makes him put inadequate boards. So then we can go and put up big boards that either kill him or make it so they can't play through. So as you can see, we're doing our synchro combo here. So we got Baron, pop that back row. He hits us with the dynamite. That is close. And then we're able to go straight into our Sword Soul because we had multiple kaijus to roll into each other. He tries to battle fader us, negate it, and I think he had like 200 life at this point, but there's not a lot he could do because as soon as he starts searching, hand trap. And he can't search anymore, and he knows it's over. So as you can see, this deck is gross with tons of power, tons of control. The only weakness it has is going first, but in a couple weeks, I'll try to put out my real life deck, my TCG deck, and I've got a little more answers for going first on my side deck options. Hope you guys like this. I had a lot of fun doing the tournament. Go check it out on Sparkman page. But until then, I'm Rain Knight. This has been Rain Knight Gaming. I'll see you later. See ya.